surely one of the finest races of his life and the best Grand Prix of his spectacular career.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best F1 races ever, taking into account stakes, drama, chaos, skill, historical importance, and overall entertainment value. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Listen to the roar for Sebastian Vettel, 20th up to 2nd.
Number 10, 2008 British Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton's 2008 British Grand Prix was nothing short of a masterclass.
And look at Hamilton down the inside, the crowd goes mad.
It was a rainy day and cars were spinning out of control, but not Hamilton's. The British driver ended up winning the race on home soil by more than a minute. That margin is extremely rare in modern F1.
He came here to Silverstone and he has shown them all with one of the great drives at Silverstone. Lewis Hamilton wins the British Grand Prix. A fantastic performance, a mesmerising drive.
Over 20 years earlier, the 1987 British Grand Prix also proved to be a classic, as another British driver in Nigel Mansell broke the lap record multiple times on his way to overtaking Williams' teammate Nelson Piquet for an epic win. But the 2008 edition earns the spot here, as the level of skill and dominance was top tier.
Lewis Hamilton took himself to another level today. He's now in a three-way tie for the World Championship lead. The second half of this Formula One season is going to be spellbinding.
Number 9, 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. This title-deciding race had chaos, controversy, and drama.
We've been waiting for this all season long. The finale, the title decider, under the lights here in Abu Dhabi. It's lights out, away we go, and Hamilton gets a decent start, and he's already ahead of Max Verstappen.
Lewis Hamilton was seemingly in control. Then, while on his penultimate lap, the safety car was controversially deployed early. Not only that, but only some lapped cars were allowed to unlap themselves. After the faulty procedure, Max Verstappen found himself directly behind Hamilton on fresher, quicker tyres for the final lap.
We're going to have one lap of racing to decide the championship in 2021. Hamilton has the advantage, Verstappen has the faster, fresher tyres.
Verstappen ended up winning the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and with it, the World Championship. Hamilton and Mercedes felt they'd been robbed. The 2010 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was also a memorable race, being the first time 4 drivers entered the season finale with a chance to win the championship. But we're going with the 2021 edition because the race itself was more memorable.
Oh my Lord, Max! Oh my God! Yes! Oh my God!
Number 8, 1998 Belgian Grand Prix. The rainy weather caused an almost immediate impact on this one.
Yes, it's go!
David Coulthard lost control of his McLaren at the start of the first lap, leading to a massive pileup involving 13 cars. It all happened in the span of about 15 seconds. It was unprecedented. Fortunately, there were no serious injuries. There was, however, a delay of over an hour.
Go! Hakkinen leads away again. Irvine again comes up the left. Damon Hill has made an excellent start and leads.
Once things finally resumed with 4 of the 22 drivers now retired from the race, multiple other crashes occurred on the wet track. In the end, Damon Hill won the race. But when all was said and done, the 1998 Belgian Grand Prix became remembered in F1 lore for its unbelievably rocky start.
And Damon is delighted, and so will Britain be after a quite incredible, truly magnificent Belgian Grand Prix, which saw Damon Hill back at the top.
Number 7, 2024 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Going from starting in 17th place on the grid to first place on the podium is no small feat.
The Sao Paulo Grand Prix is underway. From the line, good reaction time for George Russell.
It had only been done twice before Max Verstappen did it at the 2024 Sao Paulo Grand Prix. He didn't just eke it out either. The Red Bull driver crossed the finish line a comfortable 19 seconds ahead of the second-place finisher.
The Dutchman has delivered a defining drive. He climbs the hill back to Grand Prix victory.
The incredible comeback performance happened in difficult, wet conditions as well, making it that much more remarkable. After one of the all-time great racing performances, he said, "In the rain, it can work for you, or it can work against you." Clearly, it worked for him.
A defining win for the World Championship that leaves him with a 62-point lead, his first Grand Prix victory since back in June, and it was worth the wait.
Number 6, 1993 European Grand Prix. This race delivered a legendary lap in F1 history, lauded as the lap of the gods.
Prost gets away well, so does Hill, so does Schumacher, and Wendlinger is coming up well. Senna is crowded out.
In the rain, racing icon Ayrton Senna passed 4 cars on lap 1 of the 1993 European Grand Prix. It was a breathtakingly brilliant start to what ultimately ended in a victory for Senna.
So here is Ayrton Senna across the line, and it is victory for the Brazilian for the 38th time.
4 years later, the European Grand Prix gave us another all-time great race, but for a very different reason, as it ended in controversy after an intentional title-deciding collision between Ferrari's Michael Schumacher and Williams' Jacques Villeneuve. For this list though, we're ultimately giving the nod to the 1993 European Grand Prix, because it featured that all-time historic lap.
And Senna took to the wetter part of the track to get past people going down this hill here on the first lap to the old hairpin.
Number 5, 2005 Japanese Grand Prix. Giancarlo Fisichella had been leading for much of the race.
This will hand the lead back to Giancarlo Fisichella, but then we will have a real run to the finish.
But on the final lap, he was passed by Kimi Raikkonen, who started the race from 17th. Leading up to that point, Raikkonen had executed multiple phenomenal overtakes. When he ultimately passed Fisichella on the final lap of the 2005 Japanese Grand Prix on his way to victory, it was an absolutely thrilling moment.
And one of the most dramatic Grand Prix in living memory comes to a close with Kimi Raikkonen, the winner! Absolutely sensational performance.
We also want to give a shout out to the 1976 Japanese Grand Prix, as that too was an all-time classic, ending in dramatic fashion with James Hunt's third-place finish in treacherous conditions, securing him the World Championship by a margin of just 1 point. But for our list, the slightly more thrilling 2005 edition edges it out.
That must be Raikkonen's finest moment in terms of a Grand Prix drive. I mean, that was just something else.
Number 4, 2019 German Grand Prix. The German Grand Prix dates back to 1926, becoming part of the Formula One World Championship in 1951. Over the years, it brought us plenty of historic moments.
A glorious race for a wonderful world champion. And Fangio takes the checkered flag to win the German Grand Prix.
That includes the 1957 German Grand Prix, which saw Juan Manuel Fangio, whose record 47% win percentage stands to this day, clinch his 5th and final world championship. In the 1968 edition, Jackie Stewart delivered an extraordinary performance, winning by a margin of 4 minutes while racing with a broken wrist in horribly rainy and foggy conditions.
Stewart left his world-class rivals in his misty wake. Later dubbed the Green Hell by the man himself, this superhuman effort was a mark of his character and class, and he came home an astonishing 4 minutes ahead of the chasing pack.
But the 2019 German Grand Prix gets the spot on our list. The rainy race featured Sebastian Vettel's amazing comeback from 20th to 2nd, Daniel Kvyat's surprise 3rd place finish, and a shocking disappointment for Mercedes. It was chaotic, unpredictable, and extremely entertaining.
Max Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel and Danny Kvyat were there to pick up the pieces, and everybody has a massive smile on their faces.
Number 3, 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix. It doesn't get much more dramatic and action-packed than this.
And it's lights out, and away we go for one more time in 2012. Great start from Hamilton.
Amidst rainy conditions, the 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix had a record-breaking 147 successful overtakes. On top of that, it was a championship-deciding race with Sebastian Vettel and Fernando Alonso vying for the crown. Sky F1's Martin Brundle called the first 20 laps the most exciting he ever had the privilege to commentate on.
And Hamilton and Hulkenberg come together. Damage for Hamilton and Hulkenberg.
Early on, Vettel's Red Bull car faced potentially race-ending damage, and he found himself in last place, but he was able to keep going and climb to 6th by lap 8. That's where he ultimately finished. It was just enough to secure the 2012 World Championship. The 2012 Brazilian Grand Prix delivered big time with high stakes, elite skill, and exciting drama.
It's trebles all round for Red Bull.
Number 2, 1971 Italian Grand Prix. Many of these sporting events we consider the greatest in history are the ones that were decided by the thinnest of margins. When it comes to Formula 1, nothing beats the 1971 Italian Grand Prix. Peter Gethin edged out Ronnie Peterson by just 0.01 seconds. It was unthinkably tight. In fact, the top 5 were separated by just 0.61 seconds. Beyond being the closest finish in the history of F1, the blistering speed of this race was also next-level stuff. With an average speed of 150.754 miles per hour, the 1971 Italian Grand Prix became the fastest ever Formula 1 race, and it stayed that way for 32 years. Yeah, this race was absolutely legendary. Before we unveil our top pick, here's a few honorable mentions. 2008 Brazilian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton won his first title after an overtake on the final corner.
Oh my goodness me! Hamilton's back in position again! 100,000 local hearts sink in the grandstands.
1989 Japanese Grand Prix. The climactic collision between McLaren teammates and rivals Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost.
And he's going through! Out! Oh my goodness! This is fantastic! This is what we were fearing might happen during the race.
1986 Australian Grand Prix, a dramatic three-way title showdown with costly tyre failures.
Move over, and look at that! Out that, and colossally, that's Mansell! That is Nigel Mansell, and the car absolutely shattered. He's fighting for control, and you can see what's happened.
1979 French Grand Prix featured an iconic wheel-to-wheel duel between Gilles Villeneuve and René Arnoux.
And this is where Arnoux lost second place. He ran too wide. Villeneuve goes through on the inside, holds the position.
2007 European Grand Prix, heavy rain, cars aquaplaning, and a thrilling late race duel between Alonso and Massa.
6 cars then stranded down at turn 1. One of them is World Championship leader Lewis Hamilton.
Number 1, 2011 Canadian Grand Prix. Lasting over 4 hours, including a red flag period, the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix broke the record for the longest F1 race ever.
And this looks like we're gearing up here. Sebastian Vettel can control the pace now. The safety car's well out of the way, so he dictates the pace from this point on.
It also had the most ever safety car deployments in a single race. As lengthy as it was a spectacle like no other. The torrential downpour certainly contributed to that. McLaren's Jenson Button initially struggled mightily, getting in multiple collisions, puncturing a tyre, receiving a drive-through penalty, and at one point finding himself in last place.
A drive-through penalty for Jenson Button.
But with several laps to go, he climbed to second. And with the race fastest lap on the penultimate lap, Button inched closer to first. Then, on the final lap, he ultimately passed Sebastian Vettel and completed the astonishing comeback victory. It was truly breathtaking stuff.
He wins a brilliant race. It's a sensational drive for Button. What a victory!
Which of these F1 races do you wish you could have seen live? Let us know in those comments below.